Children, I've shared my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we're taking up a new chapter today, squares and square roots. I have one more assignment to share with you on linear equations. So on Tuesday, I'll share the assignment today. So on Tuesday, let's discuss the answers to both the assignments. There are some answers to be there are some answers pending, right, to be discussed in the first assignment, which I sent on linear equations. So that, along with the answers of the second assignment, which I'll be sending today, we'll discuss both of them on Tuesday. So today we are starting a new chapter, squares and square roots. I'll give you 2 minutes. Just read the content on the screen. You don't have to write anything now, children. Take a screenshot. You can write it later.
But we have to write this.
Yeah. That's the usual thing we do, right? You have to write it. You have to write, not now during the class. You can write it later, as we always do.
Ma'am, it's a little bit hard to take a screenshot. So, will you send the PDF?
Yeah, try to save it in some other fashion, ma, please. Because, you know, there's a delay. I'm not able to share the material on time. I want to share it immediately after the class, but, you know, there is a delay. If that's okay, fine. Soon after the class, I'm not able to share because I have to connect to the next meeting. So then there's a delay in sharing the material. So if you take a screenshot, you have it, so you can just start writing after the class also. Okay, so square of a number. The square of a number is the product of the number multiplied by itself. The square of a number is the product of the number multiplied by itself. That's how we define the phrase square of a number. Now you can see the example below there. The square of 12. What do we understand? If you're asked to find the square of 12, find the square of 12. What should you do? Multiply the number 12 with itself. Multiply the number 12 with itself. So the square of 12 is 12 into 12. The product of the number with itself. So if you're asked to find the square of 12, 12 into 12, which is 144. So the square of 12 is 144. What is the square of 6, children? What is the square of 6?
36.
36. So the square of 6 means 6 into 6, which is 36. What is the square of 10?
100, ma'am.
100. The square of 10 means 10 multiplied with itself. 10 into 10, 100. What's the square of 1.3? What is the square of 1.3? What is the square of 1.3?
Ma'am, 1.69.
1.69. So how do we do that? It's 1.3 into 1.3. So let's multiply 13 with itself. Look at the numbers without the decimal point. So 13 into 13. 13 into 13 is 169. And then how many decimal places? We have 1 in the first number and 1 in the second number. So 1 plus 1, 2 decimal places. So in the product, there should be 2 digits after the decimal point, because it's 1.3 into 1.3. In 1.3, there is 1 decimal place. Again, in the other 1.3, there is 1 decimal place. So in the product, there should be 2 decimal places. In the product, there should be 2 decimal places, which means there must be 2 digits after the decimal point. So now 13 into 13 is 169. And we need to have 2 digits after the decimal point, which means the product is 1.69. You need to place a decimal point after 1.69. Now in this product, you have 2 digits after the decimal point. What's the square of 2.4? What is the square of 2.4?
$5.76, ma'am.
5.76. Children, we need to have a book and a pen. When you're asked a question, I'm not expecting a calculation, in your mind and give the answer. It's not like that. Please work out. You may have to find the product. Please work out in the book and give me the answer. If you can do it in your mind, fine. Still, it's not. If you cannot also, it's not a problem. Please work and tell me the answer. So 2.4 into 2.4. So let's find 24 into 24. 24 into 24 is 576. Now, again, we have totally 2 decimal places. 1 plus 1, 2 decimal places. So the product should be 5.76. 5.76. 24 into 24 is 576. 2.4 into 2.4 will be 5.76. Is that right, children? Is that right?
Yes.
What's the square of 3 by 11? What is the square of 3 by 11? What is the square of 3 by 11?
9 by 121.
9 by 121. The square of 3 by 11 means 3 by 11 into 3 by 11. So how do we multiply 2 fractions? We multiply the numerators, we multiply the denominators. So 3 into 3, 9, 11 into 11, 121, which is 9 by 121. The square of 3 by 11. The square of 3 by 11 is equal to 3 by 11 into 3 by 11. When we have to multiply 2 fractions, we need to multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So 3 into 3, 9, 11 into 11, 121, which makes it 9 by 121. What is the square of 0.0001? What is the square of 0.0001? How many decimal places does the given number have? I want quick answers, children. How many decimal places does the given number have? 0.0001 has how many?
4.
4 decimal places. It has 4 decimal places. So the product, so when you multiply this number with itself, the product will have how many decimal places?
8, ma'am.
8 decimal places. 8 decimal places, which means after the decimal point, there should be 8 digits. You must make sure, because the given number has, after the decimal point, it has 4 digits, which means it has 4 decimal places. When we say 4 decimal places, it means the number of digits after the decimal point. The given number has 4 digits after the decimal point, which means it has 4 decimal places. So it's when you multiply this number with itself, the product should have 8 decimal places. 4 plus 4, 8 decimal places, which means after the decimal point, you must have 8 digits. So then what is the product? What's the square of 0.0001?
Ma'am, 1 before 8 decimal points, ma'am.
No, please tell me like this. 0 point, how many zeros? 0 point, after the decimal point, how many zeros?
7 zeros.
7 zeros. And then after 7 zeros?
1.
1.
Yeah, correct. Raja and Anish, are you in the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Anish? Raja, did you join the class on time?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You can see the contents on the board?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can see the contents on the screen?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
we just started with this slide.
Yes, ma'am.
Anish, are you there?
Sorry for the delay, ma'am.
No, that's why I'm concerned that you have missed the introduction. That's all. Anyways, if you don't understand something, please make sure you ask me.
Sure, ma'am.
All right, children. So we were talking about the square of 0.0001. So the square of 0.0001 is 0.0001 into 0.0001. Multiply the given number with itself, and the product will be 0 point. After the decimal point, we need to write 7 zeros because the product must have 8 decimal places. So we need to write after the decimal point 7 zeros and finish it with 1 after 7 zeros. So 7 zeros followed by 1. That's the product. So this is how we find the square of a number. Now the next term, perfect square or a square number. What do we understand by the term perfect square or square number? Oh, before that, I think I missed this. So symbolically, children, how do you write? Symbolically, how do we see this here? Symbolically, 12 squared is equal to 144. The square of 12 is written like this. 12 raised to the power 2. 12 raised to the power 2 is read as 12 squared. 12 squared. The square of 12 is nothing but 12 raised to the power 2. 12, it is read as 12 squared. 12 squared or 12 raised to the power 2. Or the square of 12. The square of 12 is 144. So what's a perfect square or a square number? A number is said to be a perfect square or a square number if it is the square of some other natural number. You will understand this better with an example. Now let's take the number 64, what you see on the screen. Now 64 is a square number or it's called a perfect square. Why? Because it can be written as a square of 8. Because it can be written as a square of 8. What is a square of 8? 64. So 64 is said to be a perfect square or a square number because it can be written as a square of some other natural number, which is 8. What is a perfect square? How do we understand, or how do we define a perfect square or a square number? A number is said to be a perfect square or a square number if it is a square of some other natural number. So 64 is a square number or a perfect square because it can be written as the square of some other natural number 8. It can be written as this. It can be written as a square of some other natural number 8. So see here, 64 is a square number or a perfect square as it can be written as the square of 8, where 8 is a natural number. So now tell me, children, is 200 a perfect square? Is 200 a perfect square?
No, ma'am.
No, 200 is not a perfect square because why? Because it cannot be written as a square of any natural number. The square of no natural number can give you 200. Is 81 a perfect square?
Yes, ma'am. 9 square.
9 squared. So 81 is a perfect square because it can be written as a square of 9. Square of this natural number 9. Is 4 a perfect square?
Yes, ma'am. 2 square.
Yes, 4 is a perfect square, or it's a square number because it can be expressed as the square of some other natural number, 2. 2 squared is 4. Okay, so it goes like this. Is 625 a perfect square?
Yes, ma'am. It is a perfect square. 5 square, ma'am.
No, 625. 625. Okay.
Ma'am, 25 square.
Yes. 25 squared. 25 squared is 625. So 625 can be written as a square of 25. 625 is a square of 25. And so 625 is a perfect square. So here you can see the first 20 natural numbers. You can see the first 20 natural numbers and their squares. 1 squared is 1, 2 squared, sorry, there's a mistake here. 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16. There's a mistake here, children. This is typing error. I don't, these materials are prepared by me. I'm not pulling it from the internet. So there's a typing error here. I don't get the material anywhere from the internet. So just excuse me for this. So 2 squared is 4, children, here. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared 16, 5 squared 25, 6 squared is 36, 7 squared is 49, and so on. 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 225. Yeah, the others are perfect. Yes. Do we understand this one, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, what you're going to learn ahead is how to find the square of 30 is you just learned. What is the square of 30, children? What is the square of 30? What is the square of 30?
90.
900.
900. The square of 30 is 900 because the square of 30 means 30 into 30. The square of 30 means 30 into 30, which is 900. 3 3s are 9 and you need to add 2 zeros, so 900. Now let's learn how to find the square root of a given number. See here, find the square root of 900, which means you need to find a number which when multiplied by itself will give you 900. This is the simple for square root, children. You can see it in question number 3. This is the symbol for square root. This is the symbol for square root. When we write this, how do we read this? Find the square root of 14,641. This is the symbol for square root. Find. The symbol stands for the square root of. Tell me. The square root of. Tell me. The symbol stands for what?
Square root.
The
square root
of. The square root of. THE, the square root of. So when you see the symbol, you must say, so how do we read this question? Find the square root of 14,641. How do you read this? How do you read this one?
Find the value of square
No. This one alone. No. This one alone.
square root of
The square root of.
The square root of 81,225. The square root of 81,225. All right. So this is what you're going to see ahead. Find the square root of 900. So this is given in words here. Find the square root of 900 is given in words. Symbolically, find square root of 14,641. Here you can see the symbol used. Square root of 14,641. Here the symbol is used. Here the symbol is not used. It's given in words, the square root of. So then you should not write the symbol. You should not write find the square root of 900 again. Either it is given in words like this, or if these words are not given, then the symbol is used like this. Do we understand, children?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So see the fourth one. Find the value of. That means find the value of meaning. The value of the square root of 81,225. So find the value of the square root of 225 using the prime factorization method and the long division method. See the next question. Find the square root of 7,32,736 using the long division method. So this class you will be learning how to find the square of a number and the square root of a given number. The square of a number you understood. The square of a number, the square of 10 is 10 into 10, 100. The square of 12 is 12 into 12, 144. So we learn the square root of a given number using two different methods. One is the prime factorization method and the other is the long division method. And what I told you is this symbol stands for, when you see the symbol, you read it as the square root of. The square root of. So maybe I'll be explaining one or two and the rest you will have to work it out by yourself. A few during the class now. So listen carefully. If you have any questions, get it clarified. No questions when you're trying the sums on your own. So see the answer to the first one, children. Find the square of 30. This was the first question. Find the square of 30. The square of 30 is equal to 30 square. 30 into 30, which is 900, correct? The square of 30. How do you write the square of 30? The square of 30 is equal to 30 raised to the power 2, correct? Is the presentation understood? The square of 30 is equal to 30 to the power 2 or 30 squared, which is 30 into 30, which is 900. Next one. All right, thank you. So find the square root of 900. Find the square root of 900. So you need to find that number which when multiplied by itself will give you 900 as the answer. And you know that that answer is 30. You know that that answer is 30, but how do you find it? Find the square. See, the square of 30 is 900. The square root of 900 is 30. You can use the first question to understand the meaning. The square of 30 is 900. The square of 30 is 900. The square root of 900 is 30. Do we understand that? It's like, yeah, it's like, let me ask you a question. So now 40 is a multiple of 8, correct? 40 is a multiple of 8. Is the statement true or false?
True, ma'am.
Okay. If 40 is a multiple of 8, then 8 is a dash of 40. 8 is a
Factor of 40, ma'am.
factor of 40. Very good. It's a factor of 40. If 40, when you say 40 is a multiple of 8, 8 is a factor of 40. So you don't use the same word when you put the same sentence in a different way. Multiple is replaced by factor. If you say A is the father of B, A is the father of B, then B is the
Son of A.
son or daughter, whatever, son or daughter, we can't say, right? So if A is the father of B, if A is the father of B, then B is son or daughter, okay, of A. So again, that word is replaced. Father is replaced with son or daughter. So likewise here, children, if the square of 30 is 900, the square root of 900 is 30. The square of 30 is 900. The square root of 900 is 30. So here find the square root of 900. That means you should find that number which when multiplied by itself will give us 900 as the answer. And that is 30. 30 into 30 is 900. So how do we find it? So what you see here is the prime factorization method, children. What you see here is the prime factorization method. If nothing is mentioned, see, you have two methods. One is the prime factorization method, the other is a long division method. If nothing is specified, you can use any method. If no particular method is specified, you can use any method. But when the number is large, we prefer the long division method because prime factorization method might be too lengthy. It might take a lot of time. It might be cumbersome to do it using the prime factorization method. So when the number is large, like say it's something more than 10,000, I can't say definitely like that. So maybe more than 5,000 also. You could prefer the long division method. For smaller numbers, you can use the prime factorization method. If nothing is specified, if no particular method is specified, you can use any method. Both the methods will give you precisely the same answer. But for larger numbers, we prefer the long division method. Okay, so let's see how to find the square root of 900 using the prime factorization method. So place 900 here like this. This working comes first. What you see here, this comes first, children. So place 900 like this. 2 450 times 900. You know how to perform this. You know how to find the prime factors, right? So 2 450 times, 2 225 times, 3 75 times, 3 25 times, 5 5 times, 5 answer. Do we know this method, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Please answer. You have any questions here?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, so we need to first, you need to use only prime numbers. That's important. You should use only prime numbers. You must use only prime numbers. That's very important. And you must go on till you get 1. Now, 900 is equal to, 900 can be written as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 5 into 5, correct? 900 is equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 5 into 5. But we know that 2 into 2 can be written as 2 squared. 3 into 3 can be written as 3 squared. 5 into 5 can be written as 5 squared. So now that's the first step. So after finding the prime factors like this, the first step is 900 is equal to 2 squared into 3 squared into 5 squared. Is this understood, the first step? Is the first step understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now next is taking square root on both the sides. Taking square root on both the sides. So taking square, taking square root on both the sides. So the square root of 900 is equal to the square root of 2 square into 3 square into 5 square. Taking square root on both the sides. The square root of 900 is equal to, see, here we have 900 is equal to 2 square into 3 square into 5 square. Next step, the square root of 900 is equal to the square root of 2 square into 3 square into 5 square. You can do the same thing on both the sides. We have seen that in linear equations. When you add 5 to both, when you add 5 to one side, add 5 to the other side also. You can do the same thing on both the sides. You will not disturb the equation. So here we're taking square root on both the sides. Now in the next step, write square root of 900 as it is. Now in the right hand side, to get rid of the square root, from two equal primes, one will come out. From two twos, bring 1 2 out of the square root. From two threes, bring 1 3 out. From two fives, bring 1 5 out of the square root. That's how you get rid of the square root symbol in the RHS. In the right hand side, to get rid of the square root symbol, from two equal primes, there are two twos, right? Bring 1 out. From two equal prime factors, bring 1 out of the square root. So from two twos, 1 2 comes out. From two threes, 1 3 out. From two fives, 1 5 out. Now 2 into 3, 6. 6 into 5, 13. So the square root of 900 is 13. Supposing you had another 2 5s, children. Supposing you had another into 5 square. So from those two fives, 1 5 will come out. It's not that you should have only 2 twos. You can have 4 twos also sometimes. You'll have 6 twos. Half the number will come out. So when you have 6 twos, half of it, 3 twos will come out. So this is how we find the square root of a given number using the prime factorization method. Take another example. See this number here. Find the square root of 14,641. You can see the working here. You can see the work. You will have to do this one first. We'll have to do this working first. So 14,641. You'll try by 2 first. Now you'll be wondering why she's taken 11 straight away. No, I didn't take 11 straight away. I tried with 2. It didn't work. Because you don't know, right, that you'll have to take 11. So you start with 2, 3. You have to start with the prime factors from the beginning. You cannot suddenly jump to some number. So you can see that it's not divisible by 2. 14,641 ends with 1. It's not divisible by 2. Then try by 3. It's not divisible. What's a test of divisibility for 3?
Ma'am, the sum of all the numbers should be divided by 3.
Yeah, if the sum of the digits of a number is divisible by 3, then the whole number is divisible by 3. If the sum of the digits of the number, is divisible by 3, then the whole number is divisible by 3. So let's add, okay? 1 plus 4, 5. 5 plus 6, 11. 11 plus 4, 15. 15 plus 1, 16. I'm adding the digits of the given number, 14,641. When I add the digits, I'm getting 16. And 16 is not a multiple of 3. 16 is not divisible by 3. So then this whole number, 14,641, will not be divisible by 3. What's a test of divisibility for 5? The number should end with what? If it is divisible by 5.
0 or 5.
Yeah, the number should end with 0 or 5. If the given number should be divisible by 5, it should end with, that is the ones digit should be 0 or 5. No, but this is 1, so it's not divisible by 5. And for 2 also, you know, the last digit should be 2, 4, 6, 8 or 0. So when you look at the number, you know it's not divisible by 2. When you add the digits, you get 16. And 16 is not divisible by 3. So this number is not divisible by 3. Then you should not take 4, children. 4, it's not divisible also because it's not divisible by 2. But you should not take 4. 4 is not a prime number. 4 is not a prime number. So 2, 3, then you come to 5. It's not divisible by 5. 6 you should not take. Then we try by 7. You should divide. For 7, you should actually divide and see. take the number and divide by 7. It's not divisible. You'll get some remainder. It's not divisible, meaning you'll get a remainder. Then 8 you should not take because it's not a prime number. 9 will not happen. 10 you cannot take. Then coming to 11, it will be divisible. So it's like that. It's not that you use 11 straight away. How will you know? You have to try 2, then try 3, then try 5. So for numbers where you know the test of where you have a test of divisibility, apply that rule. Use a test of divisibility. So when we realize that it's not divisible by 2, 3, 5, 7. So like that we came to 11. It's like that we came to 11. So 11, 1331 times. Again 11, 121 times. So again, how do you know 11? Once you get 11 here, you should get another 11. So try 11 again. So 11, 121 times, 11 11s are 11 1s are. And now the steps. 14,641 is equal to 11 square into 11 square. Why? Because you can see 2 11s and again 2 11s. So 2 11s meaning 11 squared. Again 2 11s, 11 squared. Do we understand this first step, children? Please tell me if you don't understand. The first step. Okay. So then taking square root on both the sides. So the square root of 14,641 is equal to the square root of 11 square into 11 square. Right, this one as it is equal to, from 2 11s, bring 1 11 out. Here also from 2 11s, 1 11 comes out. That's how you get rid of the square root. Don't put the square root symbol again in the next step. Because from 2 11s, we brought 1 out. Again from 2 11s, 1 out. So the square root symbol is gone. We got rid of it. Now the square root of again, square root of 14,641 is equal to 11 11s are 121.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can we write it as 11 power 4?
Yeah, you can. You can write it as 11 raised to the power 4. So when it is 11 raised to the power 4, how many 11s are there? 4 11s. 4 11s are there. So how many will come out to get rid of the square root? Half of it. 4 11s meaning 2 11s will come out.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. You can write it as 11 to the power 4. Square root of 11 to the power 4. So there are 4 11s. Of the 4 11s, half the number will come out. Half the number will come out. So 4 11s. So 2 of it will come out of the square root.
Ma'am, but
Yes.
what if it's 11 to the power 3?
No, you will be asked to find the square root only of a perfect square number.
Okay.
When it is 11 to the power, in this case, you will not get a situation like that, but you can find the square root of an imperfect square. Such numbers are called imperfect squares.
Okay, ma'am.
And there is a method to find the square root of an imperfect square. When you're given a number and asked to find the square root using the prime factorization method, it will be a perfect square. So when it is a perfect square, you will not get a situation like 3 11s or 3 7s or 5 7s. That situation will not happen.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to explain the long division method, the prime factorization method. I want you to have a look and ask me if you have any questions. I'll explain the long division method. So here we have 81,225. We need to find the square root of this number using the prime factorization method as well as the long division method. All right, so see it here. So for the prime factorization method, you can see the working here and the steps here. Now we're trying to understand how to find the square root of the same number using the long division method. So place the number like this. Place the number like this. You can see 81225. Please follow the pointer, children. Please follow the pointer. So 81,225. You can see the number here. Place it like this. Draw a vertical line like this and a horizontal line like this. Draw this vertical line. Draw this horizontal line. and place the number 81225 like this under it. Is that fine? Yes, you need to acknowledge so that I can proceed.
Yes,
Am
ma'am.
I audible? Yeah. So now see something beside here. You don't have to write this, children. You don't have to write this. You don't have to write this one. So you can see the square tables here. 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square 9, 4 square 16, 5 square 25, and so on. Now you need to make use of these square tables. You need to make use of these products to find the square root using the long division method. Let's see how to begin. The first step is to group the digits in pairs from behind. I'll repeat. Group the digits of the number in pairs. Group it in pairs. Two numbers, two digits from behind. So see, the from behind, come from behind. So 2, 5 makes a group. 1, 2 makes a group. 8 stands alone. Don't group from the beginning. It's not 81, 22 and 5 alone. No, group from behind. Group in twos from behind. So 25 makes a group. 12 makes a group, and then 8 stands alone. Is that fine? Yes, you have to unmute and tell me if you understood.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So group the digits in pairs. That's the first step. After that, take the first group. The first group has only 1 digit. The second group has 2 digits. The third group has 2 digits. Now take the first this digit, this group 8. Look at this table. You should find the product 8 or a number close to 8. Immediately less than 8. From the products you have here, you must find this product 8, or you must find a number which is just less than 8. Just less than 8. So 8 you don't see in the products here. So the number just less than 8 is 4. 2 2s are 4. See, this is not the usual tables. You should use 1 into 1, 1, 2 into 2, 4, 3 into 3, 9, 4 into 4, 16. The square tables like this. All right. So since we don't find 8 in the product, we need to find the number that's just less than 8, which is 4. And it's 2 2s are 4. So see how you place the numbers. 2 2s are 4. 2 2s are 4. Follow the pointer. 2 2s are 4. Subtract. 8 minus 4 is 4. Bring the next pair down. Bring the next pair down. After this, what do you have in the quotient actually now? Now the entire the quotient completely is 285. But what do you have now? You have only 2, right? Double the quotient. Double the quotient. Meaning multiply whatever you see here, multiply by 2. It's 4. When you multiply 2 by 2, it's 4. Place 4 here. Write 4 here. That is, you have the remainder 4 and 1, 2. You brought 1, 2 down. Beside that, write 4. Beside that, here, write 4. And you need to, after 4, you're going to place a digit. So don't write 4 very close to the margin. Just leave some space after 4. Leave some space after 4. You can see it, I've underlined here. After 4, you'll have to place a digit here. Whatever digit you place here must be placed here. I said double the quotient. So multiply the quotient by 2. So 2 into 2 is 4. 4, where should you write that 4? You have the remainder 8 minus 4, 4 here, and this 1, 2 comes down. Beside that here, write 4 and leave a space for a digit. You might sometimes even get 2 digits. So don't write 4 very close to the margin. Just write it away from the margin. Now children, you need to place a digit here and place the same digit here. Place a digit here and place the same digit here. So if you place a digit here, it's going to be 41. If you write 1 here, you should write 1 here. If you write 2 here, you must write 2 here. If you write 3 here, you must write 3 here. If you write 4 here, you must write 4 here. So if you supposing you write 4 here, 44 into 4. All of you find 44 into 4. Tell me the product, all of you. What is 44 into 4?
$176, ma'am.
176. It's quite far from 412, right? The required number is 412. Either you should get 412 or a number just less than 412. And 176 a little away. So let's move further. We used 4. Let's try to use 6. If you write 6 here, you must place the same digit 6 here. So it's like 46 into 6. If you write 6 here, you must place the same 6 here. 46 into 6. All of you work 46 into 6.
$276, ma'am.
276. 46 into 6 is 276. Again, we are not close to 412. So let's try 47 into 7. See, children, how am I saying 47 into 7? If you place 7 here, you must place the same digit here after 2. After 2, you must place the same digit 7. And the product is 47 into 7. It will be 47 into 7. All of you, please try 47 into 7 and tell me.
329, ma'am.
329. Okay, we are getting close to 412, but you cannot be sure, right? That only if you find the number ahead of 412 can you be sure. You should find a number, you should find 412 or a number ahead of 412. So you cannot say that 329 is fine. You cannot say that. Now try 48 into 8. That is place 8 children. 48 into 8. 48 into 8.
Ma'am,
Okay, 48 into 8 is 384. You can see it here.
376.
No. Is it? 48 into 8 is what you see here. 48 into 8 is 384. Try 49 into 9, children, all of you. Try 49 into 9.
$441, ma'am.
441. Okay, so see, 441 is more than 412. The number we have here is 412 and 441 is more than 412. So if we cannot use 49 into 9, so then we have to use 48 into 8. That is, we need to place a digit 8 here and the same digit 8 here. We'll have to place the digit 8 here beside 4 and place the same digit here. But when you multiply it is 48 into 8, not into 28. 48 into 8, which is 384. So to be sure, you should find 49 into 9, which is 441, which is beyond 412. So you're sure that 48 into 8 is the correct number. So 384. So write the product 384 and subtract as usual, subtract. As usual, subtract. So 412 minus 384 is what you see there, 28. This is the remainder, 28. Then bring the next pair down. After getting the remainder, bring the next pair down. 25 comes down, not only 2. That's why we have grouped it. That's why we have grouped it. They'll come down in pairs. Now the next pair, 2, 5 comes down. Again, double the quotient. What do you have in the quotient? What are the digits you have in the quotient, children? At this point, what are the digits you have in the quotient? My question is not clear.
Ma'am, repeat the question 1 second, ma'am.
No, at this point, what are the digits in the quotient?
2 and 8, ma'am.
2 and 8. What is 2 and 8? 28. Double it. Double the quotient. No, children, please tell me. I'm not audible. Is my voice not clear?
No, ma'am, it's audible, ma'am.
Okay. So at this point, the digits in the quotient are 2 and 8. We have 2 and 8. So 28. Double the quotient. Double the quotient. What is 28 into 2? What is
56,
28?
ma'am.
Yeah, write 56 here. Write 56 here. That is, you have the remainder 28 here, and then 25 comes down. Write 56. Double the quotient. Double the quotient. Whatever you have. You don't have 285. You have only 2 and 8. Double it. 28 into 2. Double it meaning multiply by 2. So 28 into 2. 56. Write that here. And I told you, don't write it close to the margin. Just write it away from the margin, because you may have to you will place at least one digit or more than one digit here. So just write it away from the margin. Now, again, whatever digit you place here, you must place the same digit here. Whatever digit you write here, you must write the same digit here. And you know that this is the last step, because you don't have any more pairs to bring down. You don't have any more pairs of numbers to bring down. So you know that this is the last stage of division. This is the last stage. So you want a zero remainder, you should get a zero remainder. If the given number is not a perfect square, the question will be a little different. So when it is find the value of square root of 8, a number like this, it is a perfect square. If it is not a perfect square, the question will be a little different. So when it's given, find the value of, that means it is a perfect square. The value of square root of 81,225, it is a perfect square. So you want a zero remainder. See, the thing is, there is no more pair to come down. That means this is the last stage of division, which means you must get 0 as a remainder, which means you must get exactly 2825 here. No compromise. You should get 2825. What's the last digit? It's 5 here, children, 2825. So that means that the clue, you can take the clue from here itself. So you must place 5 here, because only 5 5s will give you 25. So 5, 6, 5, and place the same digit 5 here. Place 5 here, place the same digit 5 here. See, you can ask yourself, if you write 2 here, you should write 2 here. Then 2 2s are, you will get 4 in the end, but you have 5 here. If you write 3 here and 3 here, if you write 3 here and 3 here, 3 3s are 9. 9. But you need to get 5. So place 5. Try. So you have 56. Write 5 here and write the same digit 5 here. 565 into 5. 565 into 5. 565 into 5 will give you 2825. 2825. And the remainder is 0. Which means the square root of 81,225 is what you see here on top, 285. And the products, the products we're using for this long division are the products we get in the square tables like this. 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, 4 square 16, 5 square 25.
Ma'am, should I note these down?
Children, you must take a screenshot.
Okay, ma'am.
Maybe I'll show you again. Have you been taking it or no?
Yes, ma'am, I took screenshots.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you send the PPT, ma'am?
That's what I was telling the class, Kirtana. What happens is I want to share the PPT soon after the class, but since I have a session after this, it takes 2-3 days for me to send it. So it's just for the delay. I'm saying it's better you take a screenshot.
Ma'am, because there's no access to take screenshot in my device, ma'am, so can we ask?
Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah. See, I have no problem in sharing that. That's what I'm saying. It's only for the delay. I want you to take a screenshot. If it's not possible, then yeah, please wait for me to send it. All right. Look at this one, children. Yeah. Yeah, I want somebody to explain this. Yes. We need to take up 2 sums as test also in this class. Make it fast. We'll do it together. You will not do it. You will not be doing it all by yourself. We'll do it together, but I want one of you to initiate. Initiate the division process. Yes, quickly. Okay, let me say the minimum things. So draw a vertical line like this, draw a horizontal line like this, and place the given number. Place the given number under this horizontal line like this, 732736. We need to find the square root of this number. So you see it here. Draw a vertical line, a horizontal line like this, and then write the number. Next, what should we do next? After writing the number, after the placing the number like this, what next?
Ma'am, we have to take divisibility for the first 2 numbers, ma'am.
No. What is the first step? After placing the numbers like this, what is the first step?
Ma'am, we should pair it up from backwards.
From behind, yeah. You must group the digits from behind. You must group the digits. Group the digits of the number. You must group the digits from behind. Group the digits in pairs. Grouping can be, you can make groups of 2, groups of 3, groups of 10, groups of 20. So I said, make groups in pairs, meaning 2, 2. 2 in a group only. Only 2 is allowed in a group. Group the digits in pairs. Group the digits in pairs from behind. From behind. So 362773. Can you see the bar I've placed over these digits? That is to indicate the groups. So you need to place a bar over 36 indicating that's a group, then 27 and then 73. Yeah, next, which one should we take up? Which is the first group?
73, ma'am.
How many digits are there in the first group?
2 digits.
But in the earlier one, we had only 1 digit in the first group. That's fine. The first group here is only 8. That's also fine. When the number has odd number of digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits, there will be one single number like this. Yeah, since there are 6 digits, we can make equal groups of 2. Okay, so now we have 73. Now tell me, 1 1s are 1, 2 2s are 4, 3 3s are 9, 4 4s are 16, 5 5s are 25. So why is it 8 8s are 64? What is 9 9s are?
81, ma'am, which is greater than 73.
Very good. 9 9s are 81, which is greater than 73. So we need to go with 8 8s are 64. So 8 8s are 64. Okay, then after that?
So when we subtract 73 and 64, we get 9, ma'am. And we have to bring down that 27 here.
Okay.
So we have to take 5, ma'am. 5 when at divisibility test.
No. 1 minute. Okay, so after subtracting like this and bringing the next pair down. So these are the steps. Subtract, bring the next pair down. After this, Go to the quotient. We have 8 there. We haven't still written 5 and 6. We have only 8 there. Double the quotient. Multiply that by 2. 8 into 2, 16. Place the 16 beside this number. You have the remainder and this 2, 7 down here, right? So beside this number, place the number 16. How did we get 16? Double the quotient. 8 into 2 is 16. Write it here. Don't write it very close to the margin. Write it like this. Then whatever digit you place here, you must place the same digit here. Whatever digit you place here, you must place the same digit here. Whatever you write here, you must write the same thing here. But if you write 1 here, you must write 1 here. If you write 2 here, you must write 2 here. If you write 3 here, you must write 3 here, like that. So when you write 3 here, it will be 163 into 3. 163 into 3. So like that, you must try to find that product which is equal to 927 or just less than 927. So when you try, it will be 16. So when you place it, or if you try 166 into 6. Or if you try 166 into 6.
$996, ma'am.
996, and it is more than what? 996 is more than
927.
It's more than 927. So you cannot use 166. You cannot write 6 and 6 here. So then try 5. When you try 5, you will see that you get 165 into 5 is 825. And you're sure you can go with this number because you know 166 into 6 is more than 927. So it should be 165 into 5, which gives you 825. Subtract. That's the usual thing. Subtract. On subtracting, you get 102. Bring the next pair down. Subtract and then bring the next pair down. So now we have this number 10236. And you know this is the last step of division because you'd have no more pairs to bring down. No more pairs to come down. So this is the last step. How do you get this number 170, children? How do you get this number 170? What are the digits you have in the quotient here? At this point, what are the digits you have?
5, 6.
No, 6 we have not still written, right?
Oh yeah, 8, 5.
8 and 5. At this point, we have only 8 and 5 in the quotient.
Ma'am, we need
Yeah.
to double 85.
Yeah, we need to double 85. We don't have 6 now. We haven't written 6 at all. So we have 85. We need to double 85, double the quotient. Meaning multiplied by 2. 85 into 2. What is 85 into 2? 170. That's what you need to write here. That is what you need to write here. Beside this one, you have the remainder here, and you brought this 36 down. Beside this here, write 170. Don't write it very close to the margin. 170. Now you can see, since it's the last stage of division, observe the number you have. The number has 6 as its last digit. The digit in the ones place is 6. You know that 4 4s are 16. 4 into 4 is 16. So if you write 4 and 4 here, you will get 6 in the end. Or it is 6 6 are 36. 6 into 6 is 36. You will get 6 in the ones place. 4 into 4, 16. You get 6 in the ones place. So you have to try 4 or 6 here. Try all of you try 1704 into 4. 1704 into 4.
6,856, ma'am.
Ma'am, it's 6,800.
Yeah, 6,816,
ma'am.
6,816. Okay, so now you cannot, you don't know if this is the correct number. So now try 1706 into 6. All of you, please find the product. 1706 into 6.
Ma'am, it's
Ma'am,
10,236.
10,236.
Yeah, it's 10,236. Children, here also, it's not that you should not try 1 and all that. Please try. You try 1701 into 1. You can, whatever digit you place here, you must place the same digit here. If you write 1 here, you should write 1 here. If you write 2 here, you must write 2 here. So then if you write, supposing you write 4 here, it will be 1704 into 4. 1705 into 5. Like that. So when you place 6 here, you get this number exactly. So 1706, place a 6 here, place the same 6 here. And now the product 1706 into 6 is 10,236. And the remainder is 0. So the square root of 7,32,736 is 856, which means when you multiply 856 with itself, you will get this as a product. When you multiply 856 with itself, you will get this number as the product. So you can read this in two ways. The square of 856 is 7,32,736. The square root of 7,32,736 is 856. All of you do the third one for me. What you see on the screen, C. All of you work. Question number 6, C division, C subdivision. Don't find by prime factorization method. I want only long division method now. Find the square root of the number in C using the long division method quickly.
Ma'am, can we write 1.5 on the top? 1.5.
1.5. From where do we get the decimal point?
Ma'am, but half of 3 is 1.5, no, ma'am.
No, you have to use the table. So I'll show you the tables. So you have grouped 0, 4, 9, 2, right? Then you have 3. So 1 ones are 1. 2 twos are 4. So 2 twos are 4 is more than 3. So you should use 1 ones are 1.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Well, let's just check if you're close to this one. So see the answer here, children. After grouping the digits from behind, we have 3 alone, and 1 ones are 1, 2 twos are 4. 4 is more than 3. I told you need to use these products. See here, these products. You need to use the square tables. 1 ones are 1, 2 twos are 4, 3 threes are 9, like this. To perform the long division, this is what we'll be using. So it's not 2 twos are 4 because it's more than 3. So it's 1 ones are 1. Then 3 minus 1, 2. After subtracting, bring the next pair down. Bring the next pair down. After subtract, see, first we write 1 ones are 1. 2 is a remainder. Bring the next pair down. After this, after subtracting and bringing the next pair down, look at the quotient. What is the digit you have in the quotient, children, at that point?
1.
1. Only 1 we have. Multiply that by 2. You have 1. Multiply that by 2. Double the quotient. Multiply by 2. So you get 1 into 2, 2. That is what you should place. Beside this number, place 2 here. Beside this number. That is the remainder, and this pair which comes down. Beside this number, place 2. Now, whatever digit you add here, you should add the same digit here. Whatever you write here, should write the same digit here. And the product should be 292 or something just less than 292. So if you try 29 into 9, because it's the maximum possible. 29 into 9, this is the maximum possible. 29 into 9, see, you should write 9 here and the same 9 here. 29 into 9 is 261. So this is the maximum possible digit. 29 into 9, 9 and 9. So the product is 261. Difference on subtracting, you get 31. Bring the next pair down, which is 04. Bring the next pair down, which is 04. Again, go back to the quotient. Now, what do you have in the quotient?
19, ma'am.
19. At this point, we have 19 in the quotient. Double the quotient. Double. Multiply the quotient by 2. 19 twos are 38. Place it beside this number. Place it beside this number, 38. Now, again, whatever digit you place here, you must place the same digit here. We know this is the last stage of division. And we have a 4 in the end here. We have a 4 in the ones place. So 8, it will be either 2 twos or 4. If you place 2 here, 2 and 2 here, 2 twos are 4. Or it is 8 and 8, which will give you 64 and 4 in the end. So since the number is big, let's try 8. So 3, 8, we already have 38 here. Write 8 here and the same digit 8 here. Write 8 here and the same digit 8 here. And it is 388 into 8. You'll have to find the product of 388 and 8, which is 3104. 388 into 8 is 3104. Remainder 0. The square root of the given number 39,204 is 198. All right, children, that's it for today's session. I'll share some questions as homework. Please complete the classwork. Complete all the sums which we have discussed today in the class. And apart from that, you need to finish the homework before the next class. All right, children, that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. You may leave the meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Thank you.